Pastor Dale, pastor of Serving Ministries at Stonebridge United Methodist Church.
And I'm Trey Worley, and this year we will be your host for the 9th annual Heart of Christmas Market virtually.
Yep, I've been here for a little less than a year, but Trey tells me that the Heart of Christmas Market is really the go-to event at the end of the year for Stonebridge. And so maybe, Trey, you could tell us a little bit about how this got started.
Sure. About 9 years ago, at least that's what I estimate based on the ornament I found on my Christmas tree that was dated 2011, our Sunday school class came up with the idea of the Heart of Christmas Market as a way for us to turn Christmas upside down. And that idea kind of came to us as we were trying to find alternative gifts to give certain family members during the time several years ago. Instead of giving a tie to Uncle Bill and a sweater to Aunt Betsy, we decided what would happen if we reinvested those dollars in some of the serving ministries of our church. And I think you mentioned recently in one of your messages that close to $9 billion was likely to be spent on Black Friday, and another, I think, 10 to 12 billion was estimated to be spent on Cyber Monday. Well, just think about what we could do with those funds if they were invested in God's work or reinvested back into serving ministries like some of the ones we'll identify today. The challenge this year is we aren't able to be in person, so the opportunity isn't there for us to discuss with one another the different serving ministries our church offers. But we'll do our best today, with some help from some of our friends, to share with you those ministries.
That's right. Trey, we got with the Serving Ministries folks, and what we have for you this evening are some musical selections by our talented folks at Stonebridge, and they'll interspersed between those numbers are going to be some information from folks who are on the point for our various serving ministries here at the church. And so, of course, the whole point of this is to raise some dollars for our serving ministries. Our serving ministries don't get any money from the normal general fund budget of the church. All of the resources that our serving ministries have come from your generosity through designated giving. So I want to tell you how you can do that this evening. It's quite simple. I'm going to ask you to go to mysumc.org/HOCM 2020. That's on the screen here. You'll find the online gift form. Fill it out for however many gifts you want to give. You'll need to start a new form after 5 gifts. You'll also have a chance to designate who gets the ornament and the certificate. And I know you'll want to probably go over into that second or maybe even third giving form. When you're done filling out the form, go to our online giving platform, go down to the Heart of Christmas Market giving option, and then put the total in there. And then complete your giving online. We're going to reach out to you within a week with certificates and with your ornaments. The plan is that we're going to make those deliveries personally.
That's right. So as we, get started with our virtual market today, let's look at one of the local ministries that we've partnered with for several years, and that's our partnership with Malvern Elementary.
Hi, my name is Carol Dean, and I am the liaison from Stonebridge UMC to Malvern Elementary, our adopted school. This is the 12th year of our partnership. Malvern Elementary is a Title I school, which means that the school has a high proportion of children that are economically disadvantaged. Malvern has no PTA or PTO for support. We provide support and encouragement to the children, teachers, and staff, and there are many different ways to be involved. Here are a few things we do. We have classroom partners that are matched with a teacher and spend about 1 hour a week helping students with reading or math. Many of the children are on a free lunch and breakfast program during the school year, but don't receive that during the summer. We provide a pantry-style food program for these children and families. We organize a Christmas angel tree for Malvern children and their siblings, providing clothing and toys, as well as some items such as blankets. We organize a school supply drive to be sure our students are prepared for school. We have workroom volunteers. In the fall, church volunteers bake pumpkin bread for the teachers and staff. We also provide several lunches for the teachers during the school year. But mostly, We have the opportunity to build a relationship with our Malvern families and encourage the teachers in many ways. If interested in more information, please contact me, Carol Dean. Thank you.
Wow, 12 years. Yeah. I can't believe it's been 12 years that we've partnered with Malvern Elementary here in McKinney. Carol Dean, you're a rock star. Thank you for your endless and tireless leadership in that program and that ministry. And to all the volunteers that have helped over the years, we have touched probably hundreds of students' lives, teachers' lives, and staff members' lives at that elementary school. Carol Dean's information is available on the Malvern page of our website, so I would encourage you to reach out to her if that sounds like something that would interest you and you would like to be a part of our Malvern ministry.
Yep. Malvern is just one example of the ways the folks at Stonebridge, all of us, are doing our best to be the hands and feet of Christ in the world. In this next segment, we're going to keep it local, a local ministry here in the city of McKinney, the Community Lifeline Center. We have been partnering with Community Lifeline for the past 6 months. We do a food distribution every Saturday to families who are eligible for free and reduced lunch. So in this segment, we're going to hear a little bit from the folks at the CLC about how they use the resources that we provide to them as one of their sponsoring churches to continue to do good in the community. Take a look.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Liz Strand-Simony. I am the president of the board of directors at Community Lifeline Center here in McKinney, and I'm also the point of contact for CLC on our Serving Ministries team. I'm here with my friend Scott Elliott, who's the executive director of CLC. Scott, can you share a little bit about what CLC does and how Stonebridge has been involved with CLC this year?
Absolutely, Liz. Glad to do it. We have two main ministries at CLC. One is that we provide rent and utility assistance to folks that are in temporary crisis, and then also we provide an increasingly large quantity of food to the folks that are in need. SUMC has been a huge help to us because we began a summer feeding program to try to fill in the gap from a food standpoint for kids in MISD. And then SUMC also carried with us all the way through the end of September to provide that help.
That's awesome. SUMC has also been involved with CLC in the past as the beneficiary of our car show and also as the beneficiary of past Heart of Christmas markets. I know I personally really benefit from being involved at CLC because it helps me see what's going on in the community. It keeps me in touch with the community, and it's also raised my awareness in the need in our community. The need is great, and oftentimes it goes unobserved to us. So, Scott, can you share a little bit about what the financial gifts that Stonebridge folks, if they choose to give to CLC, what they might go toward?
Absolutely. We've used the term unprecedented to describe the need, but thanks to SUMC and other organizations, it's been a year of unprecedented generosity. As we look forward, though, to 2021, we don't really feel that it's going to be much better than 2020 was, unfortunately. And so the gifts from SUMC and this event would be a huge help for us as we sustain the increased level of distribution and giving that we do into 2021.
Thanks. So, SUMC friends, we thank you for your generosity towards CLC, and we wish you a Merry Christmas.
The need is unprecedented, but I'm really glad to see that members of the community are stepping up and supporting Community Lifeline in the important work that they're doing.
So our next serving ministry will take us international. But first, let's enjoy some Christmas music for one of our younger members, Madison Bennett, who will share with us What Child Is This?
What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch our keeping. This is Christ, the King whom shepherds So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh. Come, peasant king, to own him. The King of Kings, salvation brings, and loving hearts enthrone him. Raise, raise the song on high, the virgin sings her lullaby. Joy, joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary. The babe, the Son of Mary.
You know, I really love hearing children sing the Christmas classics, don't you? Our next segment is going to introduce one of our international ministries, one that Trey has mentioned a little bit earlier. We're actually going to hear from Trey, and he's going to tell us about Living Water International. Now, let's hear from Trey.
Hi, church. This is Trey Worley, and I'm here to talk about Living Water International, one of the ministries that we support through the Heart of Christmas Market. I'm standing in front of a flag from El Salvador that I bought in 2019 that hangs in my garage as a reminder of the ministry and the lives that we save by providing clean drinking water to the communities in Central America and throughout the world. Living Water is an organization based in Houston that provides wells, clean water wells to different communities and teaches water hygiene because waterborne illnesses are one of the #1 killers of people in the world, if you didn't know that. Our annual budget is $5,000 to $10,000 that our church supports to help sponsor a well. We've had the fortune to sponsor wells in memory of people like Hannah Booth, my father, Fred Worley, and our next trip to Honduras next year will be to drill a well in memory of Joanne Messick. I appreciate your support of the Heart of Christmas Market and Living Water International and invite you to look at www.water.cc for more information on Living Water. Thanks again for your support. Yeah, Living Water trips are something I look forward to every year. I've had the fortune with this church to go on, I think, 9 or 10 trips now with several of the church members. And many of you know that the hurricane season was historically bad this year, and a lot of those storms hit Central America, which has impaired their access to clean water, and that's why we go. So the need is great right now, and I'm excited that in 2021 we do have a trip planned in September to go to Honduras. So please watch the church website and other church information bulletins and the website, Facebook site, and all that for more information to come in the spring about that trip.
All right. Yep. We'd sure like to have you go along with us. We want to have a full team when we head down to Central America. Now, shifting gears, we're going to have a musical number now that is really dedicated to those who might find themselves alone or feeling a little lonely here at Christmas. Rebekah and Johnny Reynolds are going to be singing "You're Here." And as we listen to this song, let us all sort of be thankful for Christ's presence among us so that we are, in fact, never alone.
Hold on now, I gotta take a deep breath. Don't know what to say when I look in your eyes. You made the world before I was born. Here I am holding you in my arms tonight. Noel, Noel, Jesus, sorry, man. Staring into the face of my Savior, King and Creator. Could have left us on our own, but you're here. I'll be watching when you change the world. Look at your hands, they're still so small. Someday you're gonna stretch them out and save us all. Oh well, no well, God with us, Emmanuel, you're here. I'm holding you so near. Oh, I'm staring into the face of my Savior, King and Creator. Could have left us on our own, but you're here. You're here. Someday I'm gonna look back on this night that God became a baby boy. Someday you're gonna go home again, but you'll look back and say the world with joy. Oh, and you'll be here. I'm holding you so near. Oh, I'm staring into the face of my Savior, King and Creator. You could have left us on our own, but you're here. You're here.
Just like Living Water International, our next segment is about another international ministry, this one just across the border in Juarez, across the border from El Paso. We've been going to this part of the world for a number of years, helping to build cinder block houses for folks that frankly have really no place else to live.
That's right. Those cinder block homes provide much needed insulation in the cold winter nights in the desert there, and in the summer provide a cool place for the families to lay their heads to get out of the scorching heat. This ministry and these trips are a great kind of first step into international missions because it's only 3 or 4 days long. It's not a long flight to El Paso, and it's really a good, for me and others, it's been a great eye-opening experience to see how our neighbors to the south live, and especially how happy they can be living a life that they live without all of the material possessions that often cloud our lives. So you may recognize a friendly face here as we go on to this next ministry, which is Operación Abrigo.
Hi, Stonebridge. Reverend Courtney Schultz here to talk to you about a ministry that is near and dear to my heart, Operación Abrigo. Now, many of you will know this ministry by the name Proyecto Abrigo, and what you need to know is that 2020 brought some changes. One of those is a name change, but it is still the same great ministry, and Reverend Jose Luis Portillo is still on the ground just outside of Juarez, Mexico, helping families in need. There are 3 ways that you can be a part of Operación Abrigo's ministry this Christmas season. One way is to help sponsor a home for a family in need of shelter. You can do that by sending a team and $3,200 to sponsor and build a home. We also recognize that many teams are not ready to travel yet. And so Jose Luis has arranged that for $4,000, your church can sponsor a team, sponsor a home without sending a team. And he will hire maestros to do the extra work that the team would have done. So know that you can still help a family have a home this Christmas season, even if you can't physically travel. We also began a grocery ministry as a part of the response to the COVID pandemic in Mexico. Many families lost their jobs, their ways of putting food on the table. And so Jose Luis has been out providing groceries for those families over these last several months. You can sponsor a family's groceries for the week or for the month or for the year The last way that you can help Operación Abrigo continue its ministry this Christmas season is through a gift to our annual fund. Like every other organization, we have administrative costs, needs that Jose Luis has on the ground, as well as the upkeep of our dormitories for when teams come. We want to have an annual fund that all of those things are funded out of, so all of our operating expenses are covered, and then the rest of our ministry dollars can go directly to families in need. And so that is the third way that you can help Operación Abrigo this Christmas season. Friends, Stonebridge introduced me to this ministry. It has become such an important part of my faith life that I am serving on the board as a volunteer now. I hope that you will go with us to Mexico, that you will meet the people that I have learned to call my neighbors and my community on the other side of the border. And in the meantime, I hope you'll consider making Operación Abrigo one of the ministries that you support through your Christmas giving. I can't wait to see you on another trip whenever we can get back to Mexico again. Bye, friends.
Well, the COVID-19 pandemic has sure changed the way a lot of these ministries have had to operate. And it's good to see that a ministry like Operación Abrigo continues to serve the families and people in their community that are in need.
Yep, it sure is good to see that. Now we're going to shift gears and we're going to have a musical number for you from the Celebration Choir. They're going to be bringing you In the Bleak Midwinter. In the next segment, you're going to hear from Patrick Booth. Patrick is a United Methodist missionary serving in Cambodia, and this is one of our newest ministries to be supporting here at Stonebridge. We've made a commitment to support Patrick's work with victims of human trafficking to the tune of $2,500 a year for the next 3 years. Patrick's work through Project A.R.K involves helping these victims of human trafficking build skills and be able to successfully enter the workforce. Patrick's going to share a prayer with us along with some scenes from Cambodia. And so I know you'll enjoy hearing from Patrick, and I hope you'll give generously to support his work.
Holy God, I thank you for calling me to the ministry field. I thank you for ways in which you have prepared my life to serve others. I thank you for using education and experience to walk with your sons and your daughters out of drug addiction, alcoholism, anger, and family trauma. I am grateful for your perfect timing when you called me to depart from one career in order to serve fully here in the mission fields of Cambodia. Your Spirit goes before me as I share education and encouragement with the students your church has granted education. Your mercy is with me as I laugh with them and share love that provides more than the education itself. Holy Lord, I come to you with a spirit of longing to serve the desperate survivors of human trafficking that fill this country. Your will has the power to overcome modern slavery, just as your will set the Israelites free. Here you are empowering grace and freedom. Through the vocational training and personal counseling of Project A.R.K, you are setting captives free. I pray that you would touch the hearts of those who cannot be here. I pray that they would know when they give their financial support that they too are breaking chains. I pray, God, that you would touch the hearts of those who hear this and grant them knowledge of their own calling with this ministry, now and forever, Lord. Amen.
Well, I've been on serving trips with Patrick in the past, and he's a great friend, and I'm glad that we're able to support him in this way.
Yep. I'm glad too, Trey. Our next segment is going to have you perhaps rejoicing greatly for all the good work that we're doing. Lizzie Shelby is going to sing Rejoice Greatly from Handel's Messiah. I know you'll enjoy this.
Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice.
In our next segment, you're going to hear about another local ministry that Stonebridge has been engaged with for many years, Family Promise. You're going to hear about Family Promise's ongoing work with the homeless of Collin County. Let's give a look.
My name is Sharon Laird. I am the volunteer coordinator for Family Promise of Collin County. Stonebridge, along with 12 other churches in Collin County, are the host churches for this program. Family Promise assists homeless families with children to help them regain sustainable independence. As a host church, we provide overnight shelter for 1 week a quarter for these families. Volunteers also provide meals, evening and overnight hosts. Families leave the church by 7 a.m. each day to head off to work, to school, or to the day center. Even with COVID, Family Promise is still serving families at 2 locations in Lucas until the host churches in the rotation are able to open up. So this is our opportunity to live, love, and serve like Jesus. You can support this important serving ministry by donating to Hearts of Christmas for Family Promise, and also consider being a volunteer for our organization. Thank you so much for your support and your consideration.
Well, Family Promise, another ministry that's been impacted by COVID. And while those families aren't doing their quarterly church rotations, the ministry still has to find ways to feed them and find housing for them. So it's good to see that they've been able to adapt to the COVID situation and continue to serve those families. And so thanks to all the volunteers that have helped us with that.
Indeed. And when we are back hosting families in the church, and we hope that happens. Hope that happens soon. We know that you'll want to volunteer and want to work with those families. In our last musical number, we're going to have Debbie Downey singing "Breath of Heaven." I know you'll enjoy this.
And I wonder
Thanks, Debbie. What a lovely song for us as we move into the Christmas season. For our last serving ministry segment, we're going to go international again, and we're going to go all the way to Africa.
That's right, Dale. Our church has been a partner with ZOE Empowers for many years. And the partner group that we work with is actually in the country of Malawi. And so let's take a look at this video and see and learn a little bit more about some of the people that we partner with there.
Okay.
For some, life can be hard and unforgiving. But its people are full of hope and seek a change, a better life, a dream. Together with ZOE, you can help those who dream by teaching, by inspiring, by building, by creating, by empowering individuals and communities to start from scratch and build something together. With your help, they learn to live the life they always dreamed of. This is what empowerment looks like. This is your chance to empower and make a difference.
ZOE is another one of our international partnerships. We've been involved with ZOE for the past 3 years, and our commitment is to support empowerment groups. And these groups help orphans in Malawi earn a trade. I know looking at some of the annual reports, one of them has learned barbering, opened a barbershop. One of them has opened a small market. Also, we've helped some of them get into some subsistence agriculture and then raise enough crops to sell. So our commitment to ZOE is significant, but I know this church will come through. We have an $8,000 commitment to ZOE to finish up our 3-year commitment. So I hope and I know that you'll be generous when you consider your Christmas giving this year.
Well, on that point, let's look one more time at how you can assist us in the Heart of Christmas Market virtually this year. Again, we would invite you to go to our website. It's mysumc.org/HOCM2020 for 2020. Keep it all lowercase. It'll take you right to the site. On that site, you'll be able to find an online giving form where you can fill out which ministries you would like to contribute to and how you might want to designate those gifts for loved ones, or if you just want to give to the ministries because they moved you in a way today, we would appreciate that as well. After you're finished doing that, go to the giving page and put in the total amount of your gifts. And once that's completed, we will reach out to you within a matter of a week or so to talk to you about what certificates you need and how many ornaments you may want. So this is the ornament. If you haven't seen it yet, one side has the Methodist cross and flame, and the other side has the 2020 Heart of Christmas Market logo on it. So for every $25 you give to the Heart of Christmas Market, one of these can be yours.
And I want you to know that Trey Worley made each of these ornaments himself. So another reason to give and to give generously.
Thanks to Hobby Lobby.
All right, friends. That's our evening. We have heard from our serving ministries, and we've heard from our really talented musicians. I hope your heart's been touched, and I hope that you'll find a way to support these ministries. We know that in this time of COVID that things have been hard for folks, and I'm just reminded of the story of the widow's mite. You know, a small amount given generously and with heart is really all we're seeking tonight. So I hope that you'll be able to give generously, and from both of us, everyone that's been involved, the musicians, the folks from the serving ministries who offered up their testimonies, we all wish you a very Merry Christmas.